9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage!
Earth does not belong to us, we belong to Earth. A very good morning to all. Myself Smeen Rumani from Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, School of Integrated Aquatic Education. It's my indeed pleasure to welcome you one and all for inaugural ceremony of e-learning course on the basics of oceanography for national and international participants to create awareness and mark the World Environment Day and the World Ocean Day. Now it's time to listen peacefully the verses of Quran. It's a tradition of G.M.Momin College to program begin.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
What a peaceful, serene voice of Mishri bin Rashid al-Fiseh. He is a well-known Muslim scholar for recitation of Quranic verses. So friends, after listening this euphonious voice, now it's time for national anthem. I request you to listen with tranquility. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning with welcoming speech by Dr. Moses Collett, the principal of G.M.Momin College. He is a hardcore botanist, very good administrator, and awarded Best Principal by international organization. So here's the video of Moses Collett.
Good morning, my dear participants, members of the management, principals, directors, members of teaching and non-teaching staff, and my dear students. On behalf of the Konkan Muslim Education Society and our G.M.Momin Women's College, I welcome you all and wish you a very happy Environment Day. I welcome collaboration of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha of the University of Mumbai. This online learning course on the basics of oceanography falls between World Environment Day and World Ocean Day, both of which are very important for our existence. Now, talking of oceans, today plastic waste is threatening the oceanic ecosystems, and it is predicted that in the next few decades, oceans would have more plastics than fish. Friends, let us hope this day never arrives and we can responsibly take stock of the situation before it is too late. Now, talking of COVID-19 lockdown, our college has organized several activities which I would like to share with you today. Our NSS students under leadership of Dr. Anish Chaudhary came up with the idea of hosting an online quiz, and I can say they have managed it very successfully. I am happy to share that besides making e-posters and videos on awareness on COVID-19, our NSS volunteers have stitched over 5,000 masks which have been distributed free of cost to the community. Our DLLE students under mentorship of Dr. Vaishali Nirmalkar made informative videos on confrontation of the crisis situation and how to safely emerge out of it. The DLLE unit further went ahead and conducted 2 online national level competitions on slogan writing and e-posters or digital posters depicting COVID-19 scenario. Department of Physics under leadership of Dr. Taranum Attar conducted a national level workshop on nanomaterials and their applications, which received overwhelming response from all over the country. I am very happy to share that 3 independent groups of ours, 2 of our student groups and 1 group headed by our teacher Dr. Ghazala Bhoje are operating community kitchens for migrant workers since the beginning of lockdown. I salute and congratulate all these efforts. Now, coming back to this course, I congratulate the Department of Zoology for conceptualizing, planning and implementing this course and extend my best wishes for this e-learning program. I also thank Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, University of Mumbai for collaborating with us. It has been a pleasure interacting with Vinayak Dalvi sir and Akbar Dalvi sir, both of whom are very close to our hearts. I also thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellor sir and all the authorities and officials of University of Mumbai. I thank our KME Society and its office bearers for this opportunity. Friends, while extending a hearty welcome to all participants, I wish you all a very fruitful and productive learning experience with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for propagating this information. Well, G.M.Momin College is one of the finest college of University of Mumbai. Friends, let's see what is there in the video of Dr. Anish Chaudhary, HOD of G.M.Momin College and coordinator of this program. He must be diddling about this event. Let's see his video.
Good morning. My heartfelt welcome to one and all going through this video. We know, friends, ocean are source of life. Soul of earth, ocean rules over environment. Today is World Environment Day and wish you for the same. And coming 8 June is World Ocean Day, which we are going to be marked with pledge to save ocean. Our attempt is just to connect both, spread awareness, save ocean, and save environment. It is everybody's duty. That's why this concept course is kept for universal population. Anybody can take part. A teacher, a researcher, a professor, or a student. It is a minor attempt toward ocean literacy for all, and I hope it will be enhancing your knowledge about ocean. There are 5 modules in this course: Introduction to Oceanography, World of Plankton, Tools of Fishing Craft and Gears, Marine Resources, and Shells and Algae of the Ocean. Reading material will be provided in PDF format in Telegram group as well as at YouTube in form of videos. Resource persons will be available online during session on Telegram. Participants can ask questions regarding subject. We have also arranged few guest lectures on YouTube. You can enjoy them during the course time. Be conducted at the last day and certificate will be mailed to you after 10 days. So friends, my best wishes for you all for your successful completion of course, and I would like to thank all the participants, entire organizing team, Principal Dr. Moses Colette, Chairman of Chemist Society and President of our college, Mr. Aslam Fakki, all the resource persons, behalf of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha of Mumbai University and Department of Zoology of G.M.Momin College. Thank you. Wish you the best.
Now it's time to listen the video by Professor Vinayak Dalvi sir. It's an absolute honor for me to introduce my idol, my mentor and recently retired Professor Vinayak Dalvi sir, the founder of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, the ex-HOD of Mumbai College, the former member of University Students' Council, Chairman Board of Studies, Finance Committee. He was appointed by Huddersfield University, London. Officer on special duty to streamline OSM result, University of Mumbai. Joint Secretary to the Governor of Maharashtra. Director of Sports, Director of Students' Welfare and International Students Advisor. NCC Coordinator, and list literally runs into the pages.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to have a dialogue with you, and maybe it's the first time after my retirement that I am interacting with my fellow teachers and students. At the outset, I wish you all a very fruitful World Environment Day, which is aptly being celebrated by G.M.Momin College. I congratulate my beloved student Dr. Anis for taking the lead, and of course very well supported by Principal Moses Colette, another good friend of mine, and I congratulate the management of G.M.Momin College to launch this effort, expanding from the World Environment Day today up to the World Oceans Day on the 8th of June. As I learned, the college has designed a virtual certificate program as an outcome of a workshop with an intention of introducing students to the basics of oceanography. Well, as you all are aware, University of Mumbai has a jurisdiction up to the border of Goa, And in a way, I would say that the entire coastline of Maharashtra, of about 720 kilometers, looks forward to the University of Mumbai, catering to the areas of education imparted in the field of ocean, seas, and aquatics at large. Yes, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa, was a recognized institute of the University of Mumbai. Central Institute of Fisheries Education, which comes under ICAR, was an affiliated college of the University of Mumbai. But today, NIO Goa is affiliated to the Goa University, while CIFE has become deemed to be a university. As a result, it was mandatory for the University of Mumbai to take some steps towards establishing an institute which will take care of this 720 kilometers of the coastline. Well, that is how on 5th of September, that is the Teachers' Day, in the year 2014, the then Honorable Minister for Ports, Shri Narayanji Rane, inaugurated Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha. Well, friends, you must be wondering why it's called as Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha. I was the chairman board of studies then, and when I mooted this concept of having an institution, I never wanted to limit myself to only oceanography or only freshwater. Look, the government can afford to have a Central Institute of Fisheries Education, a Fisheries Survey of India, maybe CIFT, maybe MPEDA, maybe NIO, each one specialized for one particular area which is linked with each other. Can a university afford to do that? The mandate of the university to impart education, and therefore it was necessary that we must provide an umbrella which would cover almost all the areas. I would go a step ahead and say, why only science? Why not humanities? Why should we not be talking about the coastal culture? Why should we not be talking about law of the seas? Why should we be silent about the international waters and blue economy? Well, I wanted something to cover all these aspects, and I was wondering whether I could get a single word. I contacted finally the then Vice Chancellor of Sanskrit University at Ramtek, because I was not getting a single particular word in English. Maybe I had in mind to switch over to Latin or Greek or something like that, but then it came to my mind, why not Sanskrit? And it was so simple. He said, Sindhu. Well, Sindhu is ocean, Sindhu is sea, Sindhu is a river, Sindhu is our culture. And so we coined it as Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha. It's a school with an integrated approach to aquatic education of the University of Mumbai. Probably the first school of its kind in the university, fulfilling the concept of the school per se. Well, friends, we had a tough time to establish ourselves. We had prepared a proposal, but then to get funds was not that easy. But we had something else with us, and that was the human resource. We had about 20 to 30 teachers who came forward and said that, look, we are here. Ultimately, it's the human resource that builds an institution, not the bricks. We started with MSc in zoology, with oceanography as a specialization, and all those teachers have been volunteering to teach the students. That is how we could have about 3 to 4 batches passing out. We are very lucky that the present Vice Chancellor, who hails from the district of Sindhudurga, realized the importance of it and he immediately granted us space at Kalina campus as well as at Kalyan. Well, friends, we zoologists were always talking about having a department of ours on campus. Zoology is one of the oldest subjects in pure sciences. The University of Mumbai at Vidyanagari could establish life sciences, could establish biotechnology, but where was Department of Zoology? I don't know, but probably in the form of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, which has started MSc in Zoology and Oceanography at Kalina and Kalyan. Yes, now we are existing. Department of Zoology is existing on the university campuses. Sindhu Swadhyay was very lucky, simply because we had the best of the teachers, the manpower, the human resources, highly dedicated to the cause. In the last few years, we have an MOU with Naval War College, Goa. It's a prime establishment of defense services wherein the candidates who attend the programs of 6 months or so, they have a rank of Major General and Lieutenant General equivalent in Army, Navy and Air Force. It's called as High Command Training. And Sindhu Swadhyay is proud to have an MOU with such an institute of services, that is Naval War College at Betiverem near Panjim, Goa. We had an opportunity to take our students there during the excursion of Goa, and we also had a winter school of about 15 days funded by RUSA at NWC, that is Naval War College, wherein 15 faculty of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha took an advantage of this MOU. We always keep interacting with them. We also have close interaction and visits to the National Hydrographic Institution, which is also run by the Indian Navy. And I'm proud to say that recently Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha has signed MOU with the University of Western Australia, the flagship of oceanography in Australia, and to our surprise, the Premier, that is Chief Minister of Western Australia himself, witnessed the MOU and signed. He came all the way to Mumbai for that, and that is a pleasant surprise to all the faculty of Sindhu Swadhyay and the students. Well, I once again say that the institution is known by the human resource. Otherwise, such a giant University of Western Australia, who are well equipped in oceanography, would not have approached Sindhu Swadhyay to join hands. Sindhu Swadhyay has a very bright future. We are very grateful to the then Guardian Minister, Shri Deepak Bhai Kesarkar, who hails from Savantwadi. He has taken an initiative, and we have surveyed Vengurla Taluk in the district of Sindhudurga. Our proposal is being moved at the government level, has reached at the highest desk now, and we are looking forward to have an establishment at Vengurla apart from Kalina and Kalyan. In future, we may think of expanding also to Ratnagiri and Palaghar. Now, why such expansion? The reason is simple. As I told you earlier, we are not talking only about oceanography. It's an umbrella that is going to give a wider coverage. National Institute of Oceanography is closer to Vengurla. The seas of Vengurla are such that still the fishing trip is of a day and not of 8 days, 10 days. So the day Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha will acquire its own vessel, or may have an agreement with some cooperative to use the vessel for our training, Vengurla would be an ideal station of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha for marine and oceanographic studies, research, and skill development training. If you talk about Ratnagiri, it is the hub of fish processing. We have a good relationship with Gadres, the pioneers in artificial, what you can say, value added products, crab steaks, tiger prawns, so on and so forth. So we are thinking of developing a fish processing and value addition station over there. Palghar is an ideal district wherein one can think of developing brackish water as well as freshwater culture systems, and can have a training center for post graduation, for research, and also for the masses for skill development of with a social cause. Kalina and Kalyan, of course, would cater to the high-tech research in the various areas and also develop management skills in our students. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to introduce this Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha in a nutshell to all of you by taking an advantage of allowing me to speak. I once again thank the management of G.M.Momin College, the principal, Dr. Moses, and my dear student Anis, who have taken initiative with all the teachers and students of G.M.Momin College to have this particular workshop. I wish the best for the conduct of this workshop, and I am sure the students will not only be benefited with a certificate of this e-learning, but will be getting more exposure on the significant days spanning from the World Environment Day to the World Oceanographic Day. I wish you all the best. God bless you all. Bye.
Very nice to hear Professor Vinayak Dalvi sir again and again. What a knowledgeable person he is. I wish him happy retired life. We are expecting a lot of innovating field of education by him. Thank you so much, sir. Next video is by Captain Dr. Akbar Dalvi sir. He is a member of Board of Studies in Zoology. He is also associated with SSS, HOD and former principal of Maharashtra College, co-commander, member of Pyramid Committee for undergraduate and postgraduate students. He was NCC coordinator too. Let's see his thoughtful views about this event.
Hello everyone, I Captain Dr. Akbar A. Dalvi, HOD Department of Zoology, Maharashtra College, Mumbai, and Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, University School of Integrated Aquatic Education, Mumbai. On this occasion of World Environment Day and World Ocean Day, would like to share my take on the topic ocean and climate change. The scenario today for this e-learning course on Basics of Oceanography. The ocean is being affected by increasing carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions GHG due to the many activities to an extent which is just unimaginable. This causes changes in the various parameters like the temperature of water, pH and deoxygenation, resulting in changes in oceanic circulation and its chemistry, rising sea levels, increased storm intensity, changes in the diversity as well as the abundance of marine species. There also occurs degradation of coastal and marine ecosystem which threatens the physical, economic, and food security of local communities, as well as resources for global businesses. Climate change weakens the ability of the ocean and coast to provide critical ecosystem services like food, carbon storage, and oxygen generation. Thus, it becomes very clear to us why we need to save our precious oceans, as it is actually us, the humans, who will be saved when we conserve our support system, the oceans. So, it becomes very important to bring into place sustainable management, conservation, and restoration of the coastal and marine forest to support the continued provision of ecosystem services on which people depend. To start with the action of saving the ocean, it becomes indispensable to reduce the carbon emission to preserve the health of the ocean. Problems at hand: increase ocean stratification, prevention of water mixing due to different properties of water masses, changes in ocean current regimes, and expansion of depleted oxygen zones are some of the major problem causing issues. Change in the geographical ranges of marine species, their growing seasons, their diversity and abundance are also being observed presently. Simultaneously, due to changes in the weather pattern, the frequency of severe weather phenomena like cyclones, thunderstorms, excessive precipitation, wildfires, etc., is also increasing to a greater extent. Global warming is causing the melting of glaciers and ice, resulting in rising sea levels, which significantly affects the shorelines, coastal erosion, saltwater intrusion, habitat destruction, and coastal human settlements. The IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, projects global mean sea level to increase by 0.40 meter for 2081 to 21st century compared with 1986-2005 for a low emission scenario, by 0.63 meter for a high emission scenario. The carbon emissions are also increasing the acidic levels of oceans, which make many marine species and ecosystems highly vulnerable, since various organisms like corals, plankton, shellfish, etc. lose their ability to build their shells and skeletal structures. It also exacerbates existing physiological stresses such as impeded respiration and reproduction, and reduce growth and survival rates during the early life stages of some species. Why we need to act for the same? As mentioned earlier, the ocean and coast provide critical ecosystem services such as carbon storage, oxygen generation, food and income generation. Coastal ecosystems like mangroves, salt marshes, and seagrasses perform an important role of carbon sequestration and storage. They perform this function faster and far more efficiently than terrestrial forests. When these ecosystems are degraded, lost, or converted, massive amount of CO2, about 0.1 to 1 billion ton every year, are released into the atmosphere or ocean, accounting for up to 19% of global carbon emissions from deforestation. Protection from floods and storms is also lost. The effect of ocean warming and acidification are visible already. For example, the current amount of CO2 in the atmosphere is too high for coral reefs to thrive, which puts food provision, food protection, flood protection, which are provided by corals, at a very high risk. Moreover, increased GHG emissions exacerbate the impact of already existing stresses on coastal and marine environments, from land-based activities, example urban discharges, agricultural runoff, huge amount of plastic waste, the current unsustainable exploitation of this system, example overfishing, deep sea mining, transfer of goods, oil by ships, which can cause oil spills, increasing number of vessels in the sea causing traffic in the sea, like that on roads, and the list might just go on. These cumulative impacts weaken the ability of the ocean and coast to continue to perform critical ecosystem services. Around 40% of the world population is affected by the degradation of marine ecosystem. Local fisheries, indigenous and other coastal communities, international business organizations, and the tourism industry are already seeing the effects of climate change, particularly in small island developing states, and many of the least developed countries, LDCs. What we can do? Marine protected areas, MPAs. These are protected areas of seas, oceans, or estuaries. MPAs restrict human activity for conservation purpose and can ecologically prevent the degradation. At the IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, World Conservation Congress 2016, its members approved a resolution calling for the protection of 30% of the planet's ocean by 2030. Coastal ecosystems also need to be protected and restored. For these policies, regulating coastal development can ensure their protection, for example, by preventing the conversion of these ecosystems to other land uses. Other policies will ensure the implementation of sustainable practices in all industries that impact the ocean and coast, including fisheries and the tourism industry, should also be developed by countries. Support for scientific research is also the need for the hour, as it will make sure continued monitoring and analysis of the impact of climate change, use of the knowledge gained in the above process to design and implement aquatic and appropriate strategies for elevation and adaptation. Globally, ambitious efforts are also required to reduce the impact of CO2 and other GHGs from the ocean. Reduction in the use of fossil fuels, increasing the use of renewable energy systems, and enhancement of energy efficiency. Now I will conclude. We have to accept the challenges of the various issues for the betterment of future. मैं एक शेर पढ़ता हूँ। मंजिल की जुस्तजू में मुकद्दर ना देखना एक बार, चल दिए तो पलट कर ना देखना, मोती की आरज़ू है तो साहिल पर ठहर कर, गहरा है किस कदर ये समंदर ना देखना। थैंक यू। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।
Our next guest is Dr. Vandana Sharma. She is a researcher working as a zoologist in Kansas University of America, a former faculty of G.M.Momin College from Department of Zoology. We are very proud and pleased with you, madam.
Hi, I am Vandana Ajay Vishwakarma, an ex-lecturer of G.M.Momin Women's College. I wish all the best to G.M.Momin's College for the e-learning course on environment. Thank you.
It would be worth spending time with a respected guest on these occasions. Let's see his video. Our next video is by Dr. A.K. Reddy, Emeritus Principal Scientist at Central Institute of Fisheries Education, will speak over aquaculture. He is an expertise in water quality, nutrition, marine ecology, aquatic and fish ecology, and many more. Let's explore his view.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I express my sincere gratitude to the Department of Zoology, KME Societies, G.M.Momin's Women's College, and Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha of Mumbai University. It is great privilege for me to participate as a resource person in the e-learning course on oceanography. I have been asked to talk on aquaculture in the present conference. Aquaculture is a vast subject. Aquaculture refers to the culture of aquatic organisms such as fish, crustacean, mollusk, seaweed, algae, etc. Having great scope for the development of fishes and aquaculture, Government of India has established Ministry of Fisheries during 2019 with the objective of Blue Revolution integrated development of fisheries and aquaculture. Having the thrust area, Government of India has allocated around 20,000 crores for the development of fishes and aquaculture. If we see the India's position, India occupies third position globally in fisheries and second position in aquaculture. See, fish products exported during 2018-19 is about 14 lakh tons, valued about rupees 47,000 crores. Of the total exports from India, 8 lakh tons are occupied by shrimps produced in the coastal aquaculture, which values about 38,000 crores. India is blessed with vast aquatic resources for the development of aquaculture. India is having 9 coastal states, having 7,517 kilometers of coastline, 2.02 million square kilometers of exclusive economic zone, 0.53 million square kilometers of continental shelf, around 2 lakh kilometers length of rivers and canals, 3.15 million hectares of reservoirs, 2.414 million hectares of ponds and tanks, 1.24 million hectares of breakwaters, 3.3 million hectares of eateries. In addition, India is having about 7.6 million hectares of inland saline soils, which is a new resource for the development of aquaculture. Basically, aquaculture activities can be divided into 3: freshwater aquaculture, coastal aquaculture, and mariculture. In Indian freshwater aquaculture, mostly occupied by the carp culture, about more than 60% of freshwater fish produced in India comes from freshwater aquaculture resources. In the recent years, catfish Pangasius, tilapia, gift tilapia, red tilapia also introduced in the freshwater aquaculture systems. And also, few places, Jain freshwater ponds also undertaken as polyculture along with carps and monoculture at few places. Coastal aquaculture, around 2 lakh hectares are undertaken coastal aquaculture. In this, Lithopenes venami is the major species cultured in coastal aquaculture, and also a meager area is occupied for the tiger shrimp Peneus monodon. More than 50% of the seafood exports are contributed from the coastal aquaculture, mostly the shrimps. Mariculture is a very small scale activity in India, which is developed by the efforts of Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, Central Marine Research Institute, and Marine Products Export Development Authority subsidiary institute, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Aquaculture. In mariculture, the seaweeds and marine pearl culture and cage culture of sea bass, cobia and pompano and some more species are under progress. with the research efforts of these organizations. In addition to these three major aquaculture components, inland saline aquaculture is a very recent development in India, which is undertaken in the states of Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh in the salt-affected agricultural land using the ground saline water, where the euryhaline freshwater, brackish-water, and marine species are utilized. At present, these states are utilizing a meager portion of land, salt-affected land for the culture of Pacific white Symbolitopinus venami. Other field of aquaculture coming up is ornamental fish, which is having great scope. It is one of the coming sector in the aquaculture. Government is giving a lot of thrust for ornamental fish development, and this around 1.08 trillion rupees is the global exports. India is contributing around 20 crores. It is very meager, having the vast resources. Ornamental fishes can be taken up in the smaller backyard activity and smaller areas as a hobby, as a business activity, for which National Fishery Development Board also providing a lot of funds to undertake the ornamental fishes activities. In some of the recent aquaculture developments are the blue biofloc, aquaponics, and RAS, recirculate aquaculture systems. These three systems are coming up at a faster rate. Government also giving a lot of financial and technical support. These systems require very less space and little water requirement. If we see this, the estimates say by 2030, there is a deficit of 50 to 80 million metric tons of seafood. This is very difficult to meet from the natural resources. Aquaculture is the only alternative for which we have a lot of resources for the development. One of the systems, integrated multi-tropic aquaculture, which is very primitive stage in India, even under research. Some of the countries are well established, Canada, Japan, other countries. The multi-tropic aquaculture, the input of one culture species becomes, the wastage of this species becomes to input of other species. For example, if you take the mariculture of cage culture of finfish, shrimps, from which the waste comes, the organic waste is utilized by this mollusks, for which the technology is already well established, raft culture, rack culture, etc. And the inorganic substances are utilized by the seaweed, and the bottom waste, which are utilized by the invertebrates. Then other one which is coming up, already initiated, is the culture cum capture fishes. This is basically for the enhancement of productivity of the existing water bodies, particularly reservoirs. The reservoir productivity of India is very less, which is very meager compared to 50 to 100 kg per hectare as compared to Chinese 700 kg per hectare. Thereby, Government of India is giving a lot of support for stocking these resources artificially with the suitable species depending on the existing ecological niche of the water bodies without affecting the biodiversity of the existing species. These are some of the aquaculture activities which can be taken for large scale and enhance the productivity, double the productivity in the coming time by 2030. But in the present scenario, during this 2020, there is a lot of adverse impact on aquaculture due to COVID-19, particularly due to complete lockdown period, complete stoppage of transport facilities by road, rail and by air. It is affected drastically on domestic market and the supply chain. Particularly freshwater fish is supplied throughout India from the production centers. That was completely stopped. It has become difficult to maintain the stocks in the confined areas. Then other one affected is the coastal aquaculture, particularly Lithopenes venami culture. Due to lockdown period, stoppage of the transport facilities, the shrimp hatcheries unable to supply seed to the farmers to stock in their farms. Most of the farms are idle, not stocked. There is a large quantity, about 4 billion seed was in the hatcheries, which was not utilized for the culture purpose and was drained by the hatcheries. This is particularly this is a great loss to the hatcheries and also to the farmers due to lack of the stocking material. This is going to affect in the coming season also, since the SPF brood stock of Annam is imported from other countries due to lack of transport. The SPF posta was not imported to India during this lockdown period, which may take for the development of this brood stock takes about 5 to 6 months. Even now they imported the SPF stocks of post larvae. Thereby, it was estimated around 40% of the coastal aquaculture ponds will be idle. They are not able to stock due to lack of the stocking material. Similarly, shrimp feed industries also face some problems due to lack of transport. Particularly, major input for the shrimp feed production is the fish meal. Due to lockdown, there is a shortage of fish meal for the production of fish meal, which may enhance the feed cost. The farmers say already increased 10 rupees per kg. The shrimp. These are all the adverse impact of the COVID-19 on aquaculture sector during the 2020. These are some of the aquaculture activities. There are some suggestions for the government for the development of aquaculture, particularly aquaculture subsidies. Even government is giving a lot of thrust for development of aquaculture, giving subsidies, 50%, some from Northeast state, 80%. But even then, the estimates are not realistic. If you see the ground level realistics and the government rates, there is a lot of difference. Even they are giving 50%, 80% subsidy, it is not going to meet the actual cost of the construction or inputs, etc. Thereby, it should be a realistic estimates, which should be changed by the government. And also, the electricity tariff also very high in some of the states. It was observed some states even charging 5 to 6 rupees per unit Some states are particularly, for example, Andhra Pradesh is charging 1 rupee 50 paisa. Like there is a lot of variation in electricity tariff. Government should have uniform electricity tariff for the aquaculture. The other one is long pending one. The aquaculture to be considered as at par with the agriculture. Then the farmers will get a lot of benefits, and there is encouragement for the development of aquaculture in the coming future. This is about the aquaculture. I express my sincere gratitude and thanks to the organizers.
We are having another honorable guest who will speak about the topic and make us understand the concept.
Good morning, everybody. I must really thank Department of Zoology, G.M.Momin Women's College and Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, University of Mumbai for the organization of 4 days e-course on Basics of Oceanography from 5th June to 8th June. I congratulate the organizing committee for selecting appropriate dates. The program will begin on 5th June and end on the 8th June. As you know, the 5th June is World Environment Day, which was established in 1972 by the United Nations. In 1974, the first World Environment Day was held with the theme Only One Earth, and since then this day is celebrated every year all over the world. World Environment Day is the flagship campaign for raising awareness and to address environmental issues. Each year, World Environment Day has provided a new theme, and the theme of 2020 is Time for Nature. 8th June is World Oceans Day. The concept was originally proposed in 1992 by Canada's International Centre for Ocean Development and the Ocean Institute of Canada. In order to give special focus to the oceans, this day was officially recognized by United Nations in 2008. The theme selected by the United Nations for this United Nations World Oceans International Day for the year 2020 is Innovation for a Sustainable Ocean. United Nations has given the theme, that is the Time for Nature, itself highlights the need of every individual to spare some time every day towards maintaining, improving the quality of nature around ourselves. Similarly, the theme for World Oceans Day, that is Innovation for the Sustainable Ocean, highlights that in present scenario, man is exploiting ocean resources ruthlessly. Man is responsible for depleting the quality of ocean and endangering biota of ocean. Can we spare some time to find some innovative ideas through research and putting them in practice to save the largest ecosystem? Let us understand we are not doing any favor on the ocean, but it is an act to save our present and future. With this word, I wish success to this 4-day program on Basics of Oceanography. Thank you.
Yeah, namaste. Happy World Environmental Day and happy World Ozone Day. As we all know that 5th June is the celebration of World Environmental Day and the World Ozone Day. As we all know that water is very essential and water is very important. So I am wishing and I am greeting KME Society, G.M.Momin Women College, happy World Environmental Day and happy World Ozone Day, and I wish you all for the best for the environmental section you want to conduct on 5th of June to 8th of June 2020. I wish you all the best. And even as you celebrate it, as you conduct it, I pray that the coronavirus will be vanished. So I wish you all the best. Thank you. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Indian.
Next video is by Assistant Professor Ms. Kajwal Shiralkar, one of the ex-student of Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, member of Syllabus Committee, participant of RIO Plus 20 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, participant of ESOL examination of Cambridge University, international silver medalist of Geet Kundo Championship. She is an amicable and kind personality. Let's see her views about this program.
Hello, a very warm and energetic good morning to all. Respected teachers, all the dignitaries, the speakers, and my dear students. This is Assistant Professor Kajol Shiralkar, and if the word is fitting correctly, then the caretaker of the Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, of course, on the behalf of Professor Vinayak Dalvi sir, welcoming to all. So today we are organizing the e-course based on Basics of Oceanography. The Department of Zoology of KME Society, G.M.Momin Women's College, and the Sindhu Swadhyay Sanstha, University of Mumbai, organizing this e-course, which is of course permitted by the COVID-19 situation. So we are grabbing the opportunity to have the digital platform and to gather the people to aware about the environmental issues. So as we all know, the 5th June is celebrated as World Environmental Day every year, and it is the principal vehicle of the United States for enforcing the awareness or raising the issues about the environment, about the aquatic pollution, about the global warming, about the overpopulation, and various issues. So to spread the awareness regarding the environmental damages, environmental repairing, these days are celebrated. So coming back to our course, this course is entitled with the various marine resources, and with the various topics like planktons, the crafted gears, the corals, the coral reefs, the shells, and the various marine resources, etc. So you will come to know the specification and the diversification of the ocean. So basically I would like to share some things about planktons. So planktons are nothing but the group of the individuals. It's a colony. It is not an animal, but it's a group of animal. It's a cluster of animal, and basically those are non-motile animal which flow due to the currents of the ocean, currents which are produced in the ocean, and they are the major food resources for the large animals, ranging from the bivalve to the large fishes, that is the whales and sharks and all. So like this you will learn all the basics and all the interesting features regarding ocean. And I would like to share one more thing, that is the 2020 theme for World Environmental Day is the biodiversity variation. So will see in detail the diversities in the ocean. Thank you.
Now it's time to watch the video by Chairman Advocate Aslam Faqi of Konkan Muslim Education Society. It's a 90 years old society having more than 30,000 students and 18 institutions from kindergarten to PhD. Let us see what's his view about this program.
Good morning to all the guest teachers, students and participants. It is my immense pleasure to inaugurate 4 days awareness program, basic course in oceanography for national and international participation. My best wishes for organizing team, members and coordination of program, Dr. Vinayak Dalvi and Akbar Dalvi, Swadhyay Sanstha, University of Bombay, as well as Dr. Moses College, the principal, Dr. Anish Chaudhary, HOD of Zoology Department, and the entire team associated with it. Today, fortunately, it is World Environmental Day. It is celebrated across the world on 5th June every year. This year, this day was started in the year 1973 by United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, as a program to raise awareness among the people about nature and significance of environment. Since the people from more than 100 countries celebrate this day. Every year the UNEP comes up with a theme for World Environment Day. This year the theme for World Environmental Day 2020 is time for nature. In the current situation, it feels very apt. The title feels apt. Time for nature today. The world is facing an unprecedented situation. The COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic 19 is considered as the most crucial global health calamity of the century and the greatest challenge that the humankind faced since the Second World War. COVID-19 has rapidly spread around the world, posing environment, health, environmental and social challenge to the entire human population. Governments across the world have declared a total and partial lockdown in the country. This pandemic has caused different effect on the environment and has given time for the nature to recover. In many big cities, people are experiencing a clean sky for the first time in Jalandhar. The first time there is 3 decades, since 3 decades, they could see the Himalaya ranges in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta are having much better air, decrease in the air pollution and reduction of car burn, air pollution and reduction of carbon and nitrogen oxide has resulted in the better air quality. But we should not wait for such situation to occur and tell us how important environment is. And we should not wait for the pandemic to give time to nature to heal itself. We have to become more responsible citizen and help in protecting the environment for the present and future, for sustaining life on this planet Earth. I am very happy the Zoology Department of our college is organizing a course which is starting on the world. On the world environment today, and will conclude on World Ocean Day, as I congratulate them for this great initiative to bringing awareness among students and participants in the oceans and the environment. Once again, I wish you a great success. Thank you, Maharashtra. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your grateful, splendid, encouraging words. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to say goodbye. But before I say goodbye, here is a next video by Dr. Nisar Sheikh sir proposing word of thanks. So after 5 minutes of this inaugural program, we'll be putting the module of the course as well as uploading material for the course. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Be safe.
Honorable President, Mr. Aslam Fakki sir, and other management members of Konkan Muslim Education Society, respected principal, delegates, and staff, and all the participants. A warm and graceful good morning. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion of certificate course in oceanography. I, on behalf of the management of Konkan Muslim Education Society, principal, staff, and the volunteers of G.M.Momin Women's College, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the honorable delegates and participants who blessed us with their presence and took out valuable time of your busy schedule. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Shri Vinayak Dalvi, Dr. A.K. Reddy, Dr. Dilip Bharmal, Dr. B.G. Kulkarni, Dr. N. Khan from Jammu and Kashmir University, Mr. Fewalesi Oligate from South Africa, Dr. Akbar Dalvi, and Miss Simin from Sindhu Swadhyay, and other delegates for their active contribution to make this course on grand success. I am very grateful to our President, Mr. Aslam Fakki sir, and other members of the management of Konkan Muslim Education Society for giving us an opportunity to organize this event and inspire, encourage, and cooperate us on time to time. I also wish to express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. M.J. Collette, for providing encouragement and support for organizing this certificate course. I would like to thank our beloved head of the department, Dr. Anish Chaudhary, for his moral support, active involvement, and proper guidance. I heartily congratulate to all the participants for their active participation in the online certificate course in oceanography. The wheels of certificate course start rolling weeks ago with the kind permission of President of KME Society and Principal of our college. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of Department of Zoology as Dr. Anish Chaudhary, Dr. Nisar Sheikh, Dr. Nandita Singh, Dr. Kamran Abbas, Dr. G.M.Momin, Dr. Sumaya Khatib, Ms. Tasmi Ansari, and Ms. Fatima Momin for their active involvement and kind support. So I extend my big thanks to our colleagues of Department of Zoology. Thank you for making this event successful. I also extend thanks to all other teachers who directly or indirectly cooperate and encourage us for organizing the certificate course. I also thank to all our volunteers and technical and non-technical staff for their cooperation and active support for conducting this course. Thank you again.